One of the problems about being domesticated is that you rely on help from others, and you are trained to rely on help from others. If you come home and your home has had a break-in, you call the cops. If someone threatens you, you call the cops. If someone plans to murder you, you call the cops. If your house is on fire, you call the fire department. If someone gets really, really sick, you call the ambulance. If the phone stops working, you call the phone company. If the electricity stops working, you call the electricity company. If there's a flood, you call road services or whatever, and so forth. We are living in a society where we are not only actively trained not to help ourselves, not to take care of ourselves, but to even be punished if you do take care of yourself, if you do defend yourself, if you take matters in your own hand. We're not allowed to do that. So we are extremely domesticated. Now that we are suffering from a malfunction of these services, when these services are slowly but surely breaking down and cease to function, then most people will still stay put, and they'll still call the cops even though the cops don't help them. They'll still call the fire department even though it might take 3 or 4 hours or maybe a day before they come. They will still rely on all these services, and in the meanwhile they will sit there with their hands folded and be completely helpless. And that is what we are expected to do. That's how this society is designed to be. Survivalists understand this. They know that you need to prepare for a situation where you have to take care of yourself. And of course, the domesticated people, they call you paranoid, and you need to wear a tinfoil hat and so forth. When you do, and that's okay. The problem is though that when will you realize that you have to take care of yourself? When does the moment come when you open your eyes and see the world as it is, and you realize that shit, I'm on my own. Nobody's gonna help me. I'm on my own. Of course, the survivalists, they have already reached that point, and they are making preparations to, be able to take care of themselves. And the others, they will probably stay put in the town they live in. And when they are being attacked, they will call the cops, even though the cops won't come. When the house is on fire or something else is burning, maybe the neighbor's house, they'll call the fire department, even though the fire department doesn't work anymore. If they get sick, like maybe a lot of other people, they'll call the ambulance. And if they are unlucky, the ambulance will come and take them to the hospital, where they will be exposed to a whole lot of other shit, other diseases, maybe even, plague, and you never know. And also, when they realize that, shit, I'm on my own, it's too late. They will die. They will stay put in the town, and even though you have gangs of criminals roaming the streets, robbing people, stealing the things they need, breaking in, raping, killing, stabbing, stealing, even though this is happening, they will stay put, because that's what they're trained to do. They're domesticated. They're sheep. So, to all those people who think that, the survivalists, they're going to get fucked anyway, because all the people of the town, the moment there is no more food, they will just go out and, travel from village to village and loot their way through the world and survive. That's not going to happen. The vast majority of people are going to stay put in their own home, in the town, in the city, where they will die. either from starvation, from thirst, or because their neighbors kill them to take the last piece of bread. And those who do leave the towns, they will also die. They will probably die very quickly from diarrhea, because they will drink water that is polluted, because they don't know how to clean water, or they don't know how to purify water. They don't know what kind of water you can drink or can't drink. And if they have anything useful, the others in the same group will probably kill them long before they reach these survivalists in the countryside. And they're not used to walking either, so they're not going to travel 50, 60 kilometers to get to those people living outside. They're going to die long before they reach anybody. And again, back to the city, if they don't get killed, they will probably die from disease, because when the health services, or rather I don't know what's called, the people who pick up the garbage, when they stop working, then the garbage will start to pile up, and when the sewage stops working, then people will probably just pour their crap out the window, and it will pile up in the streets, and everybody will die very soon from some disease or diarrhea. Yes, my predictions is that the vast majority of mankind has death from diarrhea as the end for them. And they're calling me paranoid. They're suggesting I put on a tinfoil hat. But I don't care. They're just living dead anyway. They're not going to go anywhere. They're not going to be able to loot anybody. They're going to die in the cities, and the world will be better off without them. Bye-bye. Literally, bye-bye. We're never going to see you again. You're going to die. Bye-bye. Good riddance.